Turning on.
All right, sound check. Everybody ready? Can we start with some brass? Drums. So it's all about the money. It was so much fun to make, and the one thing that I wanted for this was for it to sound like a sound check. So I grew up singing in the church choir, performing, and when you or singing, backing vocals, frontline singer, all those different things. My first singing gig ever, I was 15 and I was a backing vocal for a country singer in Australia, and she was great. She was amazing, and it was such an amazing experience because it was me and my other friend. We were both 15 and we got to do a few tour with her. It was just rural, right? We lived in the country, so it was rural, but it was amazing, these experiences. And then we entered a competition called Battle of the Bands, and any young Aussie or who grew up in my time would remember Battle of the Bands, and it was so much fun. And yeah, so it was a great experience doing that. But I've grown up, and when you've grown up performing in-ears, right, you know all about in-ears, and you know that they are a blessing and a curse, and it takes a while to get used to be able to hear all these voices in your head, from the MD and the production design, everyone, like the lighting crew, everyone, right, who is the musicians themselves, hearing them in and out. And I loved soundcheck. Soundcheck was one of my favorite parts of rehearsal, especially the day of a service, right, or of a performance, because I loved the power that the MDs had, right, where you could just hear them at any time, and they could drop out an instrument at any time. You hear the drums, you don't hear them anymore. You hear the strings, you don't hear them anymore. The choir, you don't hear them anymore, and isolate everyone. And I loved that process where you're sound checking every single element individually and then bringing it together. And one part that I always remember is hearing the kids, so it was the choir director's children or the pastor's children or anyone that was in the choir that had to bring their children to the rehearsals. They would just be running around, but you would hear them. You could pick them up in the monitors, right? And so I wanted to incorporate all of that in this song. And I guess the style for this is more where we're looking at more that lyrical rap. You got a bit of jazz rap, I would say even a little bit of G-funk, but not so much. Maybe in the bass line that I used, but I would say those are kind of the influences for this particular song and the atmosphere that I wanted it to have. And it was really special because Jonah is on this track. Everything from the in-ear click that you hear. All right, sound check. Everybody ready? Can we start with some brass? Drums, keys, vocals and trumpets. Ready and tune. It's all about the money you pay the piper, to fame the fire, to frame the liar. It's all about the money you paid the fact check, to change the facts here and upgrade that outcome. It's all about the money you paid the tax here, to carry the guns, we play guns at home. It's all about the money they're taking their land of ancient bloodlines and ties and do. Stick with me and follow me, leave all the words behind. Let's sing and dance our worlds away, living for the brand new day because we are young and free, dancing in the bed of kings, so we are young and free, dancing in the light of the sun. The Lancasters for yokes 100 years to put on a trinket and call themselves king. The people suffer, the people scar, and on conquest. And this song is all about the antithesis that money and capitalism and being made to live to the drum of come get more money, and how that is antithetical to who I am and who I think most of us are as human beings, right? And I was actually trying to do the top line for this when Jonah walked in, and he was like, hey mommy, hi mommy. And I was like, buddy, I just need a bit more time, 5 minutes, just give me 5 more minutes and then I'll be able to play. But then I realized, no, you're doing it again, right? And anyone, so I'm a single mom, and anyone that, whether you're a single parent or you're not, and you've got kids and you're pursuing any kind of passion, right? You steal the moments you have. You have to do it in between the moments that you have. But sometimes I dive in. When I am creating art or in a special interest, the world doesn't exist. Nothing exists but that thing. And I am a workaholic in that aspect, is that I don't know when to stop when I am in the groove of creating and doing the things that I love that make me alive, right? And so I can often forget that that is not the experience of my child, and how very hypocritical and self-righteous of me to be writing a song that is all dissing all the ills of money and the system, when here is my own child coming in wanting my time, and my response is no. Like, I need to make this music, you know what I mean? So it was kind of this beautiful teaching moment, and I had to stop and I had to go, oh, you know what? Come along, because he's like, I want to sing, and he has a little golden karaoke microphone that he loves to sing in, and he was like, I want to use this one, and I was like, okay, we'll see how it sounds at this, whatever. It was all coming through these headphones anyway, so whatever was going to be picked up was going to be picked up, but it actually worked out amazingly, and he just kind of sang along to the beat, and I used it, and it fit in so well, because he's a representation of all those little kids that used to run around the church whilst we were rehearsing, and you'd pick them up and their laughter and their songs in the monitors. So this one's really special, because for me personally, when you sit and you look at life and in the time that I had, right, facing my mortality, going through all of this pain and helplessness, is you do realize that nothing else matters. Like, there is nothing and no one in this world that means something to me that I would trade for any amount of money or success. It's just not. There is just no way that, and especially that being my son, there is nothing that I could put on top of that. But it was in those moments that I was called to action, right? To be like, well, what are you going to do? You just take them along on the journey. So I want to encourage any single parents who are artists out there, take your kids along on the journey with you. Let them in. Jonah paints with me and sometimes it's frustrating, because I'm working on a piece that I want to either sell or exhibit or whatever, and I'm in my zone, and then he'll come in and it's that piece that he wants to paint. It's that one that he wants to help. And there've been many times I've just had to usa and let go and invite the generations in and let him be a part of it, because he wants to play. He gets to see his mum, he gets to grow up watching his mum be someone who throws herself into her passions and her art. But I'd never want his experience to be that she does it to the exclusion of himself. So anyway, that was a rant, but that's ultimately the meaning behind the song and what I wanted it to sound like.
The Lancasters wore yokes 100 years to put on a trinket and call themselves king. The people suffered, the people starved, and on conquest goes. The conquest remains, tradings go for our souls, bound to our bodies, indebted in chains. A heave-ho, the chain gang goes home, watching our children join the army of race. Now we are tired of wasting our days in the mire. We want justice for every man, woman, boy, and girl. Antithetical the laws of crown and state. My God, let's dance. We are young and free, dancing on the heads of kings. Oh, we are young and free, dancing in the light of the sun. Take us slowly, make us holy. Hear our outcry, dancing in the light of the sun. Alright, I want horns and electric. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Trumpet. It's all about the money. 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 It's all about that money. Alright, take it home, baby. It's all about the money.
Why did you turn it off?